Hey y'all, welcome to Kamira's Kitchen. Today I'm showing you 3 casserole dishes that need to be on your holiday tables. Casseroles are the unsung heroes of the kitchen. They make great dishes to bring to a potluck. They're also easy to put together and they always taste great. We are going to be making a broccoli, cheese, and rice casserole, green bean casserole, and a corn casserole with some cheese and habanero. First, we're going to get started with the broccoli and cheese casserole, which is one of my favorites. I'm going to start by making my rice, and I prefer to use the Instant Pot because I think it's just quicker, but you can just make this on the stove and follow the package instructions. I'm going to melt my butter, and my Instant Pot is on saute mode. And then I'm just going to go straight in with my onions. I'm going to saute this for about 2 minutes until it's translucent. I went ahead and washed my rice and I'm going to put that in and allow it to toast. It only needs to toast for about 3 to 4 minutes. I'm now going to add in 1 cup of water. 1 bay leaf, and 2 teaspoons of chicken bouillon, plus just a pinch more salt. I'm going to add the lid and I'm going to cook this for 7 minutes at high pressure. So now I'm going to go ahead and chop the broccoli. I'm going to use my kitchen scissors because that's just most convenient for me right now. If you come to a thick stalk like this, I like to cut that into smaller pieces because I just don't like eating a big chunk of stalk. I just find that a little too, fibrous for me. I like fiber, but I ain't trying to chew like a horse, okay? Also, something else you can do is even double the broccoli. Say you want it to make this a little bit more of a low carb dish. Or you can even hide a little cauliflower in here, okay? Because it's white, you can chop it up finely and mix it with the rice. That would be great to just bulk up this dish with even more veggies, okay? So this looks good for my broccoli. Into a large saute pan, I'm gonna throw my butter up in here to melt. I'm now going to put in the mushrooms, the onion, and the celery, and I'm going to saute them for about 3 minutes with no salt. I like to do it without salt first because I don't want the mushrooms to get tough, and then I'll add in just a pinch of salt and my garlic and saute for about 45 more seconds. Now, if you have been enjoying this video so far, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up because it encourages your girl, okay? I encourage me to make more content and also help to get this content get out to more people. So go ahead and drop me a like, okay? Now, I'm going to go in with my flour and toast out that raw flour taste for about 2 minutes, constantly stirring. And you'll see it get a little bit brown on the edges of your veggies. And then throw in your dry ranch mix with the herbs and just saute that for about 30 seconds. To make this creamy, I'm putting in 1 cup of milk, about 3/4 of a cup of water, and then for the extra creaminess, I am putting in some heavy cream, about 1/2 of a cup. If you don't have heavy cream, a good substitute would be sour cream. It'll have a little bit of tang, but it will still taste very delicious, all right? You just want to gently stir that for about 2 minutes until it starts to thicken a little bit. You should have your temperature on about medium low, right? And this is going to taste so much better than that cream of mushroom stuff, okay? This better than bouillon is going to take it over the top. Put in about 2 teaspoons, and I have just rough chopped 8 ounces of that cheese. I didn't, do it small. Okay, we're going to let the heat do the work, baby. All right, it's just going to melt in there. And at this point, you really can taste it for your seasonings. I thought this was perfect. I didn't want anything else. But if you want more pepper, you know what? Go for it, baby. Okay. Now, I'm going to put in my broccoli and I'm going to start adding everything together. So my broccoli and then my rice, and I'm just going to stir this before putting it in my casserole dish. What are you all's favorite casseroles? Like, I just feel like casseroles are like those easy family dishes that you can do on a weeknight. You want something quick and easy to do. I really love broccoli, cheddar, and cheese casserole, sometimes with a little chicken in it. I just absolutely love that. I also have had a hash brown casserole. So, what are you guys' favorites? Also, don't forget to give your girl a like if you already enjoy how this recipe is turning out so far. I've got a 7 by 11-inch pan, and I'm just going to go in lightly with the butter and grease it. You ain't got to go in heavy, but I do want to prevent the casserole from sticking. I'm going to slip and slide in, that mixture right into my baking dish. I'm going to grate up just a little bit of cheese to put on the top. Not too much. It's really more or less just for some presentation, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to shake on a little bit of parsley because we're going to be cute around here, all right? You could also put a little paprika on there, but I ain't do that today, okay? Now, I'm going to let this bake in a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes. You will know it's ready when the top is a little bit golden brown and nice and bubbly like this. Yes, honey, this was delicious. And you know what? I had me a spoonful right out the oven, okay? Right when it was piping hot. I almost burnt my mouth, okay? It was that good. And you know what? It was worth it. Amen. All right, guys. Let me know if you're going to try this like one of your holiday side dishes, and we are going to get started on this corn habanero and cheese casserole. Oh my goodness, the flavors in this are just so great. There's a little bit of spiciness, a little sweetness, just a bit of cheesiness, and lots of just really good flavors going on here. You guys are going to love this one. Plus, it's like a dump and go thing. So first, I put in a can of cream corn, and then I'm going to put in half a cup of sour cream and half of a cup of buttermilk. I'm going to add 1 egg, and I'm going to put in 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter. I also have half of a teaspoon of baking soda and salt. I'll also add about a half a teaspoon of pepper and a half a teaspoon of Creole seasoning and a half of a teaspoon of salt-free Cajun seasoning. Then I am going to mix this all together until it is well combined and set this aside. This is all of my wet ingredients. And then in a different bowl, I'm going to combine my dry ingredients. And here I'm going to put a cup of flour and a cup of cornmeal. I'm also going to add a half of a cup of sugar. Now, this is not going to make the dish very sweet. It's really just going to enhance the flavor of the corn, but it's not a sweet side dish. I'm then going to put in 2 stalks of green onion that I've chopped up, about half of a bell pepper, and 1 habanero. Even if you don't do spiciness, add the habanero. I promise you, it is really not that hot. Like, I promise you, okay? I'm then going to put in a cup and a half of corn kernels and about 1/4 of a cup of onion and 1 cup of sharp cheddar cheese. The cheese in this is not super strong. It actually just adds like a little saltiness and a bit of a umami flavor. It really just rounds out everything and gives it a great flavor. So this casserole, I really feel like everyone can enjoy. Even if you have other side dishes that are on the cheesier side, it's not really going to compete because it's not so strong. I'm then going to add all of my wet ingredients and mix it into my dry, and then I am going to grease a baking dish. This is a little bit smaller than a 9 by 13. I feel like this is more like an 8 by 11 baking dish, and I am going to pour this in. I'm going to end up baking this at 350 for about 45 to 50 minutes. You want to go until it is nice and golden brown. Then, guys, you take it out and serve. And let me tell you, one of the best things about this dish is that it is great made the night before. The next day and even the day after, it tastes fabulous and it reheats super well and it's very moist. Now let's get on with this green bean casserole. Now, y'all, I know in the Black community, we don't be taking a liking to green bean casserole. Okay, it's time to break the barriers today, guys. Okay, I am going to show you guys a from the scratch green bean casserole. This isn't no, can everything green bean casserole. You guys are going to love this. I have about 1.5 pounds of green beans. I'm going to cook them for about 7 minutes in some salted water, and then I'm going to drain them and rinse them. I'm going to add butter, onions, and I'm going to start to saute this until it gets a little, a little caramelization on it. I'm going to season this with some Creole seasoning just to my taste. You guys know you can use this basically like salt. And then I am going to go in with 8 ounces of chopped mushrooms. So we are making a homemade cream of mushroom today, okay? Nobody will complain about this casserole, for sure. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, and then I'm putting in about a tablespoon of my onion and herb seasoning, as well as a little bit of dried thyme. I'm going to add about 3 cloves of minced garlic, and I'm going to saute this for about 2 more minutes. Adding about 2 tablespoons, you could do 2 to 3 tablespoons of flour, is really what's going to help make that gravy, okay? You want to toast this for about a minute because you don't want no raw flour taste in your casserole, okay? And then we are going to start to add in some milk, all right? You can use milk, you can use half and half, you can use a combination of heavy cream, you can use whatever you like. All right, to give it that rich flavor, you are going to need some chicken bouillon, but I also like to add in a little bit of roasted garlic bouillon. Let this simmer on medium low for about 5 minutes, and you will see that it will thicken up very nicely. If it is not up to your taste, like I felt it like it needed a little bit more seasoning, I went in with a little extra chicken bouillon, Creole seasoning, and onion and herb seasoning. If it's too thick, this is the time where you can add in some more milk or a little bit more broth, okay? But I wanted mine a little thick, I didn't have to have mine runny, so it's just up to you, okay? Since my skillet is large, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to start tossing my green beans in here, but you can also just mix these in your pan. I'm then going to place this in my baking dish. I'm going to top it with the crispy French onions, and I'm going to bake this at 350 for about 20 to 25 minutes. Remember, your green beans are pretty much cooked. You really just want to watch it and see that your French onions don't get too crispy or too brown. So let me know, guys, are we breaking barriers today? Are you guys going to try a green bean casserole? This was so delicious. Everybody loved this. And also let me know in the comments what other recipes you guys would like to see on a Thanksgiving or even just a soul food Sunday menu. So here's what it looked like right out the oven. It's nice, creamy with a delicious coating. I hope you guys enjoy these casserole ideas and that you make and love these recipes. I love you so much and appreciate you guys for supporting this channel. Jesus loves you, and God bless all of you for supporting me. I'm going to see you next time in Kamira's Kitchen. Goodbye.